All right, they have decided who's going first. We are shuffling the decks and getting underway here.
Or maybe there is. Oh, some Pokemon backing sleeves for the eggs.
Now that is a flex. The Japanese Pokemon backing as well, not even the backing that we have here in English, but the very stylized Japanese Pokemon.
I think it's like
backing.
very old style one too.
Very cool.
But definitely shows that he does have more than one type of egg in his batch.
Well, looks like just as Ben is shuffling his cards there, we are getting a bit of a sneak peek, and I saw a cool boy, I saw some red, so we may be about to see another Black Greymon here.
I think this might actually just be straight up the mirror.
That would be really interesting.
I don't know what other decks might have more than 4 of the same Digimon. I think Black Greymon plays 5 just in case, and they would play 4 Koromon and 1 whatever.
Setting up security, we're going to see very shortly as this game gets underway. I believe Joshua will be going first. And the round will commence very shortly. Side note, looks like Ben is one of the people that we've seen running around in the Zeus Games sports team shirt. There was about a dozen of them all turned up in matching uniform shirts.
Yeah.
But the swag was unreal as they rolled into the event today.
So see what Zeus Gaming can do today. See if they're able to maybe get some tops or maybe even win this this matchup on stream.
Hopefully they've got a chance to do a lot of testing together.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah, with that tight-knit group there.
Just waiting for the first match to begin. Just waiting, I think, for the timer to confirm.
Ceremonial fist bump, and of course Banana Carl has given us the thumbs up, so we can begin.
And it is looking like it's going to be a mirror here today.
Yep.
Our favorite. Now, a lot of people have different ways of trying to play the mirror. One of the big ones would be whoever can get to their raising first kind of wins, but also if you raise second, you can outplay depending on your resources. So this could be very much a resource management thing. We already see in Ben's hand the X antibody, which is huge for starting off this match. Maybe not the greatest in the opening hand, but also with the Cool Boy, anything is possible. Yeah, we saw Joshua just grab a Gaiomon off of his own Cool Boy there. So, a bit of an interesting draw. It looks like Ben getting 2 hits. Yeah, 2 quick little hits. Bit of an... So, is that 3 X antibodies in his hand? It looks like it might be, or 2 in a Kuya. 2 in a Kuya, I think. Either way, great hand there from Ben. Although it looks like he's spending a lot of time thinking about this. Just passing. So I guess it's not a Kuya. I think you'd play the Kuya if you had it, right? You would assume so. Interesting, the pass there. Ben giving Joshua a bit of time here now to set up his own stack. No, it did look like it was a Kuya. That doesn't look like an X antibody. Maybe it's a different option. Maybe it's like, it wouldn't be Congo. Could be something though. Well, I'm sure we'll find out in due time. Joshua going into the Black Greymon that gives blocker and dropping a red memory boost. Getting some more search going. One of the great benefits of the Black Greymon X deck is because Greymon as a species has received so much support in the card game, you've got a lot of search and a lot of consistency. So very hard to totally brick in the Black Greymon X Just
deck.
grabs, I believe, the Agumon X antibody. Is that correct? I don't know if that was the best.
Oh, someone's pointing out, and it is correct, he can't actually use the red boost. Ooh. Not sure if we're going to be able to grab a judge here. Or
is that because... Wait, why couldn't he use the root boost? It's red.
Because the Black Greymon in Raising...
It's only black, it's not black-red?
He doesn't have a red Digimon or red Tamer in
So we might need to call over...
quickly,
we might need to call over a judge or something here, just to try and fix this game state.
You would think there would be judges right there. No one's picked it up. We'll see what we can need to... It may be too late, but definitely needs to at least be a warning, I think. So we'll see if we can contact a judge. There's a lot of them wondering... They're obviously very busy at the moment, so...
I kind of want to go through it. I think you might just go bring it up. Alright. Sure. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Free going to go grab a judge. just so we can call out that misplay there. It looks like it's probably too far gone now to bring it back, so this is going to be the game as it stands. Trying to catch up with what's been going on as we've been trying to grab a judge here. Looks like Ben has a pretty good stack going on. Again, still just seeing if we can grab that judge to call out the misplay. Joshua raising his Greymon stack, going into the Greymon X antibody now. Using the Cool Boy, gaining a memory, drawing a card. Looking pretty balanced so far as things go. Joshua got 3 memory to kind of get a stack going here. Big hand of cards, a lot of options. Well, a lot of choices, not necessarily options. Probably mostly Digimon. Joshua deciding to go into the Metal Greymon here for a cost of 2 memory. And then into the X antibody. Electing not to Digivolve. I don't know. Or am I thinking, I might be thinking of a different Digimon. I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, into the Metal Greymon X antibody. Sorry, just keeping one eye on our judge search as well. Alright, popping the red memory boost.
They are just fixing up the match very soon. Just going to take a little look into what's happened.
Can't
but it
Digi
might just be a fix.
Right, up into the Gaiamon. Into the Gaiamon now, which we saw in grab before. Like a bit of a flexible top end in the Black War Greymon mirror there. In the Black War Greymon deck. I think there might be...
I think they're talking to the judges now about the memory boost and the... Yeah. I think? Yeah.
Look, when you're on the stream, you're up at that featured table. You know that you're being watched.
I don't think it's a double game loss. It could be a singular game loss.
It is... Yeah. There's a lot of pressure. It is very difficult. Sometimes these misplays are going to happen, especially across 8 rounds and so many different... There's so many different people playing.
There's a lot of things happening. Going back, not too sure. Yeah, Judge might just have been notified and maybe just setting up for a warning or something later. I'm not sure if the judge did go by. But they should be fixing, to some extent, this game state. I think that would be pretty imperative to this entire game. But obviously, both players should have been paying attention to some extent to what was happening.
Yep, that memory boost has actually had an effect on the game as well, allowing Joshua to get up into that stack. So it was definitely not a completely harmless misplay. It's had a bit of a change the outcome of the game a little bit. So we're going to see how this one goes. Nif asking if we're taking shots every time we see a Black War Greymon X deck. If you want to see an ED by the end of the day, you can go for that. Those of us who don't want to get alcohol poisoning today are not going to be engaging in that, I think. Because we're likely to see quite a lot of them across the day. Very popular deck. Right, Joshua deciding whether or not to swing in with the Gaiamon. I was going to say, probably going to go for the 2
We don't
checks.
see the Gaiamon that often in this deck, do we?
It's definitely a bit of an interesting choice. You don't have to have it. It's a bit of a tech option at the top end. So
it's something. We might be able to see some more players coming in from Ben now that he does have 3 Cool Boys up. That's 3 potential memory and draws.
Then Joshua searching with the Agumon X antibody, and then Reboot going to restand the Gaiamon there. Ben's turn now to see if he can get something going. Moving the Agumon out, which if he has the if he has the Agumon X antibody, is a great choice with those 3 Cool Boys.
3, drawing 1, getting 3 memory.
3 cards to hand now. And triggering the Agumon X antibody effect to then search out again. Just a massive amount of card draw, a lot of memory gain happening there on Ben's side. So although Joshua has the biggest stack in play, Ben is pretty well positioned to get something going on this turn and make a bit of a comeback. Although only one security is to Joshua's 5 is probably feeling pretty dicey.
Especially when he does have room for more, because he does have the Digimon in raising, and he does have another Digimon just up at this point in time, and the guy is a little bit tricky to deal with at this point in time. It's hard to think of what he can do. He does have that memory boost though, so if he does need the extra memory, he could pop it.
Into the Greymon X antibody. Zaibutsu, I did not see any hybrid in the room as I walked around before. Doesn't mean it's not there, because a lot of games had already
He's
wrapped
going
up.
for the D-Digivolve here.
Which is a choice.
I think
Well,
it's
not a
I
choice
think
because it's a
good
triggered
choice.
effect, but yeah. The potential downside is now you open up
I
Joshua's
believe
stack.
he also got rid of the other Digimon that was on the field.
Yes, he has cleared out a level 3 as well. Well, D-Digivolve 1 and then delete something with 6,000 DP on it, so he's been able to clear a bit
he
here.
is kind of clearing up the field a little bit. Like I said, he does have this memory boost, so if he absolutely needs it, he is going to pop it. So this could be pretty imperative to how he plays here. He could just swing, go for a 4-cost Digivolution, and just hard going for it. Oh, D-Digivolving, Blitz, over the top.
Yep, going for the Gaiamon as well on Ben's side of this mirror match. So,
And then...
Yep, just talking about the way all the effects are going to go. Cool boy.
That's a good one to trash from top of security, 100%. You wanna trash that more than you want to hit it.
That is very fortunate for Ben to be trashing that cool boy.
One less memory he can gain, one less draw, and one less search. And this Blackwell Grey is looking pretty strong now, just all stacked up.
Yeah, Joshua with 3 memory, but not a lot of presence on the board. Just has that cool boy and that singular Agumon in raising. Flicking through his hand, looking for what he can possibly do at this point.
Could see anything happen here.
I mean, we've seen Blackwall Greymon X can move up through its stack very, very quickly if given the opportunity. The question is, does Joshua have the ability to get that stack going again?
It's whether or not he is at a phase where he could still decide to raise. Not anymore, but that's okay, because he's just going to go for some searching.
Looks like he's dropping the Agumon X antibody there, which I guess was probably the debate. Do I bring the Agumon out and Digivolve to the X antibody, or just hard play it?
So getting the extra body isn't the worst either. He's stacking it, so the guy is second last card. Try and help out a little bit potentially. These decks do cycle through a lot of their cards very quickly, so they could come back around to it, but these games also go very quickly.
Yeah, but the mark of the good player there, taking the time to order the cards correctly in case it does come back around, because you really never know, and you don't want that to come back and bite you just by throwing them away and putting them in whatever order.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ben in a very good position here. A lot of choices in hand. Looks like Ben is holding quite a significant portion of his deck in his hand at the moment, so he's got a lot of options.
Joshua almost in the same boat. There is a lot of cards that end up in your hand at this point. And yeah, I mean, there's options. He did, I think, twice activate the Cool Boys. Actually, why are his Cool Boys tapped this turn? He has not activated them. They should not be suspended at this point.
Looks like Ben has attacked into the Agumon with the Gaiomon, which is a pretty reasonable decision, I think. With 1 security to 4, you're still in a pretty tenuous position. Can't really allow Joshua to have 2 bodies on board, because obviously Joshua could then pretty quickly take the game.
Yeah.
So although Ben does have that stack, still playing very cautiously.
Yeah, definitely. Should see probably a closeout, I feel like, from Ben here. I think Joshua's just trying to go for game. but just not quite able to go for it. Maybe if he raised last turn and swung, he'd be able to try and play off something else for this turn, but it's just, yeah.
Memory off the Cool Boy into the Greymon X Antibody.
Yeah. And a draw.
Doesn't seem like we're going to see hybrid for game this time round, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, there's no white hybrids.
Or fortunately, because we've seen the damage that white cards can do in this game anyway.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what a white hybrid would be.
There's not many tamers though, so I mean, if you're tacking in a white Digimon for it, maybe. Wouldn't be the worst.
Joshua really thinking through his plays here, understanding that it is a tenuous position. Digivolve and delete with the Metal Greymon. We'll see whether that ends up mattering. Or if it's just going to allow Ben to shift into something else on his top end there. Because that's the thing with the Digivolve on the level 6, is it does now free Ben up to potentially use that same stack, if it isn't removed, to become a different level 6. The guy I'm on a bit of a flex slot there.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, I mean, any other chances of getting any evolution effects, draws, stuff like that. But he is going into the Blackwall Greymon, so he might be able to just swing over the top.
Wiping all 3 of the Cool Boys with the Blackwall Greymon effect. That's nice.
Yeah. But he is going to start his own turn, so he does have some leg room.
Yep, Ben on 4 memory here. Only 1 security left.
I feel like you need to raise here. I think if you choose not to raise, you might be making a big mistake. If you're Ben, you want that extra body.
Ben looks like no, just going for the Digivolution
into just Blackwall Greymon.
Probably going to delete the Tamer because what? I guess why wouldn't you? You know. Blackwall Greymon going to attack into the Blackwall Greymon.
Because it does have extra DP, thankfully.
Then it unsuspends.
Then unsuspend. He could also potentially now swing security Digivolve into the X antibody if he does manage to get it somehow. Or just go for the Digivolve already.
Why not?
Oh,
Blitz.
the Blitz? Of course.
Security attack +1.
2. Yeah.
Wow.
That is... Oh,
and then unsuspend and trash the last security, so...
This is pretty much it. It doesn't look like Joshua has anything that he would be able to do. I don't think there's anything that can stop this. Ben just has protection from everything at this point under that stack. I think it's... Yeah. I think if you're Joshua, you just scoop it up here. Just go game 2.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Ben choosing not to promote the Agumon at the end there was an interesting choice. I think it was a more defensive choice. He was probably just trying to leave his options open.
I actually think that he would have won that turn if he'd done it.
I'm not sure because I believe the...
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know whether he could have won that turn or not. But either way,
I think
it's worked out for
the
Ben.
breeding area is fine. With how little...
Ben's just won round 1 there of the mirror match, or game 1. Sorry, round 3, game 1.
It is quite heavy, especially the thought process now, whether or not Joshua wants to go first or whether Ben wants to go first. Or rather, Joshua wants Ben to go first. Obviously, Joshua went first that round, I believe, and not quite able to take that one out. So, I guess it's a wait and see.
The decks seem to be very similar in construction. Not only, obviously, are they both Blackwall Greymon X, they're both playing the Gaiamon in the top end as well. So, feels like this is really going to come down to a little bit of luck who can get the better hand at the start, but a lot of pilot skill. We're going to see who is going to be able to pilot this deck just with more skill, with more knowledge of the mirror matchup.
I think game 2 really will open up exactly how they want to play. They don't have to play the aggression, they don't necessarily have to play too fast, but I think they know that the faster they play or the better position they're in, the better it is for them overall. They want to make sure that if they're raising, they're going to be able to connect with either hitting off the opponent's Blackwell Greymon or being able to hit enough of security that it ramps up for the next turn.
Right, just getting set up here. We'll be beginning game 2 very shortly.
I wouldn't be surprised if Joshua does go for the go second here, but I think in most of these cases you still want to go first. Though second might be a better choice, seeing as you might be able to just have that little bit extra memory that you want to start with to open up a better field.
Yeah, you get the extra draw against Blackwell Greymon. You're not really being left on one memory. You're going to get at least 2. Getting 4 here, Ben playing the
You have
Kuya.
the memory tamer now, though, I believe.
Yeah, so Joshua has a lot of memory to work with on this first turn, but Ben has set himself up for the long game, going to be getting a lot of value on that Kuya.
Well, I think that's the big thing. A lot of people might want to go second under the preface that you know there aren't that many memory tamers. So if they're opening it, crazy. But what are the chances? And in this case, unfortunately, chances were good.
Cool boy, not hitting
anything. That's crazy. Does already have the X antibody in hand though.
And we're going straight into the Greymon X antibody. Not got a Greymon, doesn't have an Agumon X antibody, or choosing not to Digivolve into it. Not ideal. You probably want a Greymon underneath to really get your maximum value. But alright, seeing a cool boy from Ben. A much better result getting that Agumon X antibody to hand.
Absolutely.
Ordering the cards very carefully. Choosing to... Ooh, a bit of a discussion, I think. Not exactly sure what the discussion is.
I think it was because he picked up the 2 cards and it looked like he was about to put them in his hand.
Oh, I see.
But obviously, none of them were X antibody. You can't take them both.
And choosing to play the Agumon X antibody and get the search.
Does get 2 from this. He does get the X antibody, and I believe was that the Metal Greymon?
That looked to be Metal Greymon, yes.
Yeah.
So
should be a good little stack coming up here from Ben. So see how it goes.
Joshua also searching and
missing, I believe. Absolutely missing.
Oh my gosh.
This is crazy.
Joshua not having any luck with these search effects. Not
6
really.
cards deep, not a single X antibody.
Not able to get much going there.
That is very interesting. You'd be assuming at this point that it's mostly in his security.
Yeah. You've got to be thinking that your security is going to be a little bit top heavy. Ben searching again, getting another hit. If you're Joshua, that's got a sting.
It's very much. It's not a good way to be.
Ben playing a game of everything you can do, I can do better here.
What has just happened? How did he return? What? I'm very confused. Did he Digivolve? Wait.
Joshua seems to have Digivolved in the back there.
Yeah, but then Ben played the cool boy. And then it went over to hit. I don't know.
Yeah, those turns going past very quickly.
I feel like they weren't doing the 3 memory for a second. That was my only concern.
Into the Metal Greymon there, deleting that Agumon into the promo Metal Greymon.
Yeah, I believe we probably are going to see an X antibody come out here. Just for the swing Digivolve. Yep, absolutely.
Joshua choosing to take that extra draw, but it doesn't seem to have panned out for him. Ben's still getting the stack going first.
Into another cool boy of all things. Do you just hard play it now, or do you not even need it? I feel like you don't even need it at this point. Yep, absolutely. Swinging with the Agumon. Agumon just take the hit. Yep, absolutely.
Great
Good one
choice.
from here.
Great choice.
If he has an X antibody, now is the time to swing and Digivolve. Unless he has the Blitz, I guess, would be the only other thing.
Going into, looks to be back into the Gaiamon, so we're going to be blitzing here for 2 checks.
2 checks.
At least 2 checks, not sure if he's got...
drawing, of course. Yeah, 2 checks. Oh, there's an extra memory. Alrighty.
Blackwall Greymon X Antibody going to the trash from security there.
Suspend, trash top security. Yeah,
Whoa.
it's looking pretty dire here for Joshua. Not sure what else he can do at this point. It's just try and build that tower, maybe go for the Digivolving, but even then it feels, with the amount of stuff that he's missed in these past few hits, it just doesn't feel like he's able to get much further. He is playing the cool boy. Can he get a hit?
Still no hit.
Another miss.
He's looking a
This
bit
is
frustrated
not
there.
a good match for Joshua.
Joshua giving us a little bit of a what the heck is going on.
Yeah,
with my luck here.
absolutely.
Two cool boys getting the two.
Drawing two, might be able to get some luck off those. Doesn't look like much by the looks of it. I think if he had, he would have slapped it down by now.
Absolutely.
He knows what he's looking for. I think he's just, yeah. Just hard playing in the Agumon.
Not what you want to be doing.
I don't
Grabbing
think
the
he's
Blackwall
realizing,
Greymon.
because he's putting him at 2, but I don't think he realizes he has the... We're putting him at 1, but it doesn't matter because he has the memory tamer, doesn't he? He does.
He does indeed. So he will be going to... Ben will be going to 3 in any case. A bit of confusion over, I think, where everybody was at with the memory.
Yeah, this is a little bit confusing. He definitely moved it to 1. He was definitely at 2 going into playing the... Because the Agumon's a 3-play cost, right? Yeah, okay, they fixed it.
Yeah, ultimately pans out the way that we thought. Ben going to 3 off the memory tamer. Joshua just in a really poor position, unfortunately.
At this point, what do you do if you're Ben? What do you think is going through his head?
If you're Ben, I think it's I'm going to win the game with my Omnimon X Antibody, trashing the top security on attack. And swinging for game. Wow.
That is crazy.
That was a run of bad luck for Joshua there.
It very much was, but also Ben was just absolutely on top of everything.
Yeah, some great choices being made by Ben in that game.
In both games, even.
Yeah, piloting the deck very well. Taking out the mirror match 2-0.
Definitely understood the game a lot better. Still going for the pile shuffle that we see here. Some players just do this.
Oh yeah, you've got to do it at least once every 2 rounds. Otherwise, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah,
I will stand by that.
Kind of
makes
clumps
no sense,
together and. Yeah, your deck gets clumped. It's not the best. Felt like almost the way that Joshua was at the time.